the varsity sport of the mind. Now, here's your host, Jim Gaver.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the finals. It has come down to our final two teams in this, our 12th season of High School Challenge here at TV 28, and we're proud of our two semifinalists, and we're ready to meet them right away, so let's do that. First, representing Powers High School, we have Harish Chandrupatla. Harish is a junior. His activities and hobbies include varsity tennis, forensics, photography. He's a member of the National Honor Society as well. Plans to go into medicine and study genetics. Shrikant Sada is a junior at Powers, is active in forensics, National Honor Society, varsity tennis, and musicale. He will be going into pre-med in medical school, as will Neelish Fernandez, who is the captain of the Powers team. Neelish is a junior, member of the National Honor Society, Flint Institute of Music Jazz Band, Powers Marching Band, enjoys swimming and karate. And rounding out the Powers team is Noel Arangeri. Noel is a sophomore, captain of the American team at the International Geography Olympiad and winner of the National Geography Bee in 1993, televised here on PBS, I might add. Noel is also planning on going to medical school into pre-med. Excuse me, those are our players from Powers High School, coached by Gary Marsa. And now our team from North Branch High School, their coach is Gordon Winther, and here are the players. First, we have senior Jacob Allen. Jacob is a National Merit semifinalist, enjoys computer programming. He's undecided on a college, but hopes to go into computer engineering. Ryan Arnhold is the captain of the North Branch team. Ryan is a senior, enjoys cross-country track, tennis, line soccer, tennis, and National Honor Society activities. He will go to either Duke or the University of Michigan, where he'll major in engineering. Next is Bob Peplinski. Bob is a sophomore, enjoys playing golf, tennis, chess, and table tennis. He's unsure of college right now as well, but hopes to go on in a career in music. And rounding out the North Branch team is Grant Anderson. Grant is a senior. His activities include senior class president as well as president of the Student Council at North Branch. We'll be going into the Marine Corps delayed entry program and make a career out of the Marines on to be an officer there. Those are our players from North Branch High School. As we go into this final competition, we want to acknowledge some folks that we do in each show, but in a special way for this final competition. And those are the terrific folks who help underwrite the costs of making High School Challenge possible here in the Flint area. And these are two special people because I think High School Challenge is now in its 12th season as High School Challenge. Citizens Bank, represented here by David Albert, who has been here, I think, for every final during their involvement, has been involved as a corporate underwriter from the start, as has Genesee Intermediate School District. And we're especially pleased to have Barb Powers representing GISD. You know, Barb has coordinated this operation for us over the years from GISD and is here representing them just back to work from an operation. So from controlling the operation to an operation. And Barb, we're happy to have you back as well. Some other folks that we're very pleased to acknowledge in this, our dozenth season of High School Challenge. This season we made it truly a high school effort because our entire crew throughout this season have been students in training for us from Mott Middle College right here in the Mott Memorial Building where we're located. So we want to really honor April Bradley, Mark Dews, Maurice McClinton, Jeremy Miller, Jason Sutton, and Luke Taylor for a job well done for us this season. And from our own staff of students here at WFUM, we want to also acknowledge Lori Puckett and Janice Powers as our associate producers this year. And I talked about Barb Powers earlier, Bill Deacon from Genesee Intermediate School District, who stepped in really at the 11th hour and has done a terrific job for us, helping us through this season. Of course, Bill will be our judge for this final game of High School Challenge. Our timekeeper, scorekeeper for this particular game will be Jeremy Miller. Okay, teams, this is it, the final competition. You've both heard these a number of times, but I'll go over them again. The rules for round one. I ask you a series of questions, each worth 10 points. The player buzzing first may answer when I recognize you. If you're correct, your team gets the 10 points. If you're incorrect, the other team gets a shot at the same question. Remember, you may interrupt me at any time. I'm asking a question. There's no point penalty if you're incorrect. However, at that point, I would repeat the entire question for the other team. Here we go. Good luck. In this championship game, there's the bell to get things underway. 6%, 12%, or 20%? What is the percentage of blacks in the United States? Jacob, North Branch.
12%.
12% is correct. Now the toss-up, 50% equals 1/2. 16 2/3% equals 1. Noel Powers.
1/8.
That's incorrect. 50% equals 1/2. 16 2/3% equal 1/6. What simple fraction is equal to 87.5%? Bob, North Branch.
7/8.
7/8 is correct. Here's your next toss-up. The cook, the knight, the merchant, the monk, the miller. Jacob, North Branch.
Chaucer's Canterbury Tales.
That's correct. Your next toss-up teams. He negotiated a truce with Sparta that lasted 14 years, during which he supported a program of public buildings that produced the Parthenon on Jacob, North Branch.
Pericles.
Pericles is the correct answer. While working with uranium in pitch blende, Marie Curie discovered the ore was much more radioactive than expected. Noel Powers.
Radium.
That's incorrect. While working with uranium in pitch blende, Marie Curie discovered the ore was much more radioactive than expected. Painstaking refinement led to the discovery of a new radioactive element, which she named for her native country. What element is it? Bob, North Branch.
Francium.
That's incorrect. Polonium is the correct answer. Marie Curie was actually born in Poland. The name means son of my right hand. In the book of Genesis, he was the youngest son of Rachel and Jacob, and next to Joseph, Jacob, North Branch.
Reuben.
That's incorrect. Buzz again, please. Neelish, Powers.
Benjamin.
Benjamin is the correct answer. Here's your next toss-up, teams. A nickel won't buy much these days, but when this young man opened his first store in 1879, everything in it cost 5 cents. Ryan, North Branch.
Woolworth.
Woolworth is the correct answer. The musical Kiss Me Kate is Ryan, North Branch.
Pygmalion.
That's incorrect. The musical Kiss Me Kate is based on this Shakespearean play in which Catherine, or Kate, is courted and wed by Petruchio. Which play is it? Neelish, Powers.
Taming of the Shrew.
Taming of the Shrew is correct. The natives call themselves Ticos, T-I-C-O-S. In which Central American country do they live? Shrikant, Powers.
Guadalajara.
It's incorrect. North Branch. North Branch, Ryan.
Honduras.
It's also incorrect. Costa Rica is the answer there. Here's your next toss-up. If one parent is type A and the other is type B, how many possible blood types can their children... Neelish, Powers.
3.
That's incorrect. If one parent is type A and the other is type B, how many possible blood types can their children have? Ryan, North Branch.
2.
It's also actually all 4. A, B, and O are all possible. Here's your next toss-up. In 1867, he was executed by supporters of Benito Juarez. Name this, Jacob, North Branch.
Maximilian.
That's correct. It runs through Florence, Italy, and its flooding has caused Noel Powers.
The Pope.
That's incorrect. It runs through Florence, Italy, and its flooding has caused great damage to many of the works of art there. What is the Sorrow of Florence? Grant, North Branch.
The Tigris.
It's also incorrect. The Arno River. Arno. Excuse me. For the function y equals f of x, it's equal to dy over dx. What is this basic concept of calculus? Jacob, North Branch.
Derivatives.
Derivative is the correct answer. Here's your next toss-up. With its profusion of shells, scrolls, branches, and flowers, it's been described as Baroque gone mad. In France, Ryan North Branch.
Rococo.
Rococo is correct. Another toss-up, teams. In 1921, 30 years after Herman Melville died and had been largely forgotten, it was found in a bread box and published for the first time, launching a Melville revival. What is this, Ryan North Branch?
Billy Budd.
Billy Budd is the correct answer. In this 1896 case, the Supreme Court issued its ludicrous separate but equal Jacob North Branch.
Plessy versus Ferguson.
That's the correct answer. Spencer Tracy as Clarence Darrow, Frederick March as William Noel Powers.
The Scopes trial.
That's incorrect. Spencer Tracy as Clarence Darrow, Frederick March as William Jennings Bryan, Dick York as John Scopes. What is this 1960 movie about the 1925 monkey trial in Dayton, Tennessee? Ryan North Branch.
Inherit the Wind.
Inherit the Wind is the correct answer. Next toss-up, teams. An isotope of chlorine has an atomic number of 17 and an atomic mass of 37. How many protons? Neelish Powers. That's incorrect. An isotope of chlorine has an atomic number of 17 and an atomic mass of 37. How many protons are in the nucleus of this isotope? Ryan North Branch.
17.
17 is the correct answer. The atomic number of element is the number of protons in the nucleus. During the war in the Persian Gulf, the Red Cross provided assistance to Allied troops. Iraqi troops and civilians were supported by the Muslim version of the Red Cross. Noel Powers.
The Red Crescent.
Red Crescent is the correct answer. This is another toss-up. He lives in Floral Heights, a fashionable suburb of Zenith. And, Jacob North Branch.
Babbitt.
Babbitt is the correct answer. Modern Iran was once the home of the Ryan North Branch.
Persia.
That's incorrect. Modern Iran was once the home of the ancient Persians. What civilization flourished in southern Iraq more than 5,000 years ago? Noel Powers.
The Mesopotamians.
It's incorrect. Sumerians is what I need. Here's your next toss-up. His views of tropical jungles were drawn largely from his visits to botanical gardens on his days off from the Custom House. Who was this self-taught French artist of the dream? Ryan North Branch. Time. His views of tropical jungles were drawn largely from his visits to botanical gardens on his days off from the Custom House. Who was this self-taught French artist of the dream and the snake charmer? Shrikant Powers.
Manet.
It's incorrect. Henri Rousseau is the correct answer. And that's the buzzer. That's going to end round one. And as you can see, Powers, you trail at this time, but there are enough points here to catch up because this is our extra credit, or rather our lightning round. About, excuse me, give you a choice of 3 categories. Once you've selected, you'll have 60 seconds to answer up to 10 questions in that category. Remember, you can consult during this round, and you don't have to buzz in, but I'll only be accepting answers from Neelish, the team captain. If you don't know an answer, you must say pass before I continue. We'll give you 10 points for each correct answer, a 20-point bonus for all 10. Once your 60 seconds is up, Powers, North Branch, you'll have 30 seconds to answer any question they failed to answer, and then you'll select from the remaining 2 categories, and we'll repeat the process. Our categories in this championship game, Powers, are all you can get, let's be careful, C-A-R, full, or get what you can.
What was the first one?
All you can get.
Pick one.
Last one.
Sure. Why not?
Go with the last one.
First and last same.
Go with the last one.
I don't care.
Go with the third choice.
Take one. Pick one.
Go for a carful.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I forgot.
Good job.
These are 10 general questions, and you must be careful because every one of your answers should begin with the letters C-A-R. Okay? Not necessarily car. They begin with the letters C-A-R, okay? Here we go. We begin with number one, the pen name of the Reverend Charles Ludwig Dodson.
Oh, Lewis Carroll.
Lewis Carroll.
Correct. The French explorer who discovered the St. Lawrence River.
Cartier.
Correct. It's a unit of weight for precious stones.
Carrot.
Correct. She wrote Silent Spring and the Sea Around Us.
Rachel Carson.
Rachel Carson.
Incorrect. The opera about a gypsy cigarette girl and a soldier by Georges Bizet.
Corral.
Incorrect. Gas formed by incomplete combustion of fossil fuels.
Carbon monoxide.
Carbon monoxide.
Correct. The birthplace of Simon Bolivar and capital of Venezuela.
Caracas.
Caracas.
Correct. The part of your car that mixes air and gasoline vapor.
Carburetor.
Correct. Historically, the office held by Wolsey, Mazarin, and Richelieu.
Cardinal.
Correct. He narrates The Great Gatsby.
Caraway. Nick Caraway.
Caraway.
Caraway is correct. And that's all 10. We'll give you 80 points for 8 out of 10. And North Branch, we reset to 30 seconds, and I turn it over to you. Remember, you've got CAR to deal with. She wrote A Silent Spring and the Sea Around Us.
Carson.
Carson is the correct answer. The opera about a gypsy cigarette girl and a soldier by Georges Bizet.
Carmen.
Carmen is correct. So the other 20 points go to you, and now North Branch, you may select between all you can get or get what you can.
Get what you can. Probably start with C-A-N. And get. All I can think of is Gettysburg. I hate the war, so. Get what you can. Okay. What do you think? Just go get it. Go with the first one. Get what you can.
Get what you can out of these 10 general questions about people, places, and things. All of your answers will begin with C-A-N. Here we go. We begin with number one, from the Spanish for tube, a rocky gorge carved by a river.
Canyon.
Correct. Ill-tempered, contrary, quarrelsome, or disagreeable.
Can pass.
Australian city, capital of New South
Canberra.
Wales. That's correct. A projecting beam or structure supported only at one end.
Pass.
Constellation that includes the star Sirius.
Canis.
More specific.
Mater.
Correct. One of the states of Switzerland or a Chinese port city.
Canton.
Correct. Cathedral city in southeastern England.
Canterbury. Canterbury.
Correct. The process by which a person becomes a saint.
Canonization.
That's correct. Genus to which marijuana belongs.
Cannabis.
Correct. Without an apostrophe, it's jargon or slang. With an apostrophe, it's a very negative verb.
Canis. Maybe.
Can't.
Can't is correct. And that's all 10. You two score 80 points, and Powers will reset to 30 and turn to you. First, these all begin with C-A-N, remember. Ill-tempered, contrary, quarrelsome.
Cantankerous.
Cantankerous is correct. A projecting beam or structure supported only at one end.
Can opener. Candle.
We got 18 seconds, 17 seconds.
Candor.
15.
Candor. Buttress.
Cantress.
Yeah, try it.
Cantress.
It's incorrect. Cantilever is the word I'm looking for. And we're looking to total up all of our points from these two rounds and be back for some extra credit with our very final round of this season of High School Challenge right after this. Welcome back. This is it. 8 more minutes of High School Challenge for this 1995 season. We've got a good one going. Teams, this, of course, is our extra credit round. You'll be answering 10-point toss-up questions for the right to answer another question worth an additional 10 points. Remember, you may consult on the extra credit questions only. Next time you hear our buzzer, the season will be over. And at that point, we'll continue the extra credit cycle on the question where we are all the way to conclusion. Good luck. Here we go. This is a toss-up. They were the 7 daughters of Atlas, pursued by Jacob, North Branch.
Pleiades.
Pleiades is the correct answer. North Branch, your extra credit. He solved the case of the velvet claws, the case of the caretaker's cat, and the case of the moth-eaten mink. Who is this creation of Earl Stanley Gardner?
Combs. Perry Mason. Oh. Is that was? No, Dashwood. Perry Mason.
Perry Mason is correct. Here's your next toss-up. He won the Pulitzer Prize for fiction twice. In 1955 for A Fable. Ryan, North Branch.
Faulkner.
Faulkner is correct. North Branch, your extra credit. This Yugoslavian nun won the 1979 Nobel Peace Prize for her work with the poor of Calcutta. What is her religious name?
Mother Teresa.
Mother Teresa is correct. Another toss-up, teams. In 1954 and 55, while hospitalized with a back injury, John F. Kennedy worked on a series of biographical... Ryan, North Branch.
Profiles in Courage.
That's correct. North Branch, your extra credit. This United States has only 18 miles of coastline squeezed between Massachusetts and Maine. What is this New England state?
Rhode Island.
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire is the correct answer. This is a toss-up, teams. This Dickens character is hanged at the end of what? Buzz again? Ryan, North Branch?
Carton.
That's incorrect. Noel Powers.
Fagin.
Fagin is the correct answer. Powers, your extra credit. They're the basic building blocks of all proteins in the body. What kind of acids are they?
Amino acids.
Amino acids is correct.
I just said protein.
Another toss-up. He holds the major league records for most games played. Shrikant, Powers.
Nolan Ryan.
Incorrect. He holds the major league records for most games played, most at-bats, most singles, and most hits. But he may never be in the Hall of Fame. Who is this player? Bob, North Branch.
Pete Rose.
Pete Rose is the correct answer. North Branch, your extra credit. In 1980, a police pathologist analyzed several strands of his hair and determined that he had died in 1821 of arsenic poisoning, not natural causes. Who was this famous prisoner on the island of St. Helena?
Napoleon.
That's correct. Another toss-up, teams. Let's assume that you have an isosceles triangle with sides of 6, 6, and 12. What's the sum of their interior angles? Jacob, North Branch.
180.
That's the correct answer. Of any triangle. Here is your extra credit, North Branch. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart used this French folk tune as the theme for a series of piano variations. Its words refer to the scintillation of a stellar object. By what name do we know this old tune?
Once upon a midnight dream.
Oh, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
That's correct. This is another toss-up. It's about time. When it's midnight on the prime meridian at the equator, what time is it in Greenwich, England? Noel Powers.
Midnight.
Midnight is correct. Here's your extra credit, Powers. They're basically just sacks of jelly, an outer wall of ectoplasm that surrounds flowing endoplasm and a nucleus. They move by extending false feet and eat by...
Amoebas?
Amoeba is correct. Next toss-up. The author later commented that he had intended to reach the reader's heart, but reached the stomach instead. What 1906 novel about the... Jacob, North Branch.
The Jungle.
The Jungle is correct. Your extra credit, North Branch. The river of hate, the river of woe, the river of fire, the river of lamentation, and the river of forgetfulness. In Greek mythology, where are these 5 rivers located? Hades is the correct answer. Toss-up, teams. This fundamental property of a physical body is exhibited in 2 ways. In its... Jacob, North Branch.
Inertia.
That's incorrect. This fundamental property of a physical body is exhibited in 2 ways. In its resistance to acceleration and its response to the force of gravity. What is this property? Neelish, Powers.
Wait.
Weight is not an acceptable answer. Mass is what I needed. Here's your next toss-up. Lincoln's Gettysburg Address begins with the memorable words, 407 years ago. How many Ryan, North Branch.
87.
87 is correct. Your extra credit, North Branch. He was one of the leaders of the Puritan army during the English Civil War. After Charles I was executed, he was named Lord Protector of England.
Cromwell.
Cromwell is the correct answer. This 1931 novel begins, "It was Wang Lung's wedding day." Shrikant Powers.
The Good Earth.
The Good Earth is correct. Powers, this is your extra credit. Jesse Owens won 4 gold medals in track and field in the 1936 Olympic Games. Who duplicated this feat in the 1984 Games?
Carl Lewis.
Carl Lewis is the correct answer. Your next toss-up, the South Shetland Islands, the South Orkney Islands, Ryan North Branch.
Scotland.
That's incorrect. The South Shetland Islands, the South Orkney Islands, the South Sandwich Islands, and the island of South Georgia are all found near this very southern continent. What is it? Noel Powers.
Australia.
It's also incorrect. Antarctica is the answer I needed. Here's your next toss-up. Leopold Bloom spends a... Ryan North Branch.
Ulysses. James Joyce.
Ulysses is the answer. This is extra credit for North Branch. In 1961, there were about 2,000 U.S. troops in Vietnam. How many were there by 1968? Would it be 250,000, 500,000, or 1 million?
500,000.
500,000.
500,000 is the correct answer. Here's your next toss-up. In 1868, English astronomer Joseph Lockyer studied the spectrum of light from the sun and discovered evidence for a new element. Noel Powers. Helium is correct. Powers, your extra credit. Music by Leonard Bernstein, lyrics by Stephen Sondheim, plot by William Shakespeare. What is this musical based on Romeo and Juliet?
West Side Story.
That's correct. Here's your next toss-up. He was born in 1912 and was named for President Woodrow Wilson. Who was this folk singer who wrote Dust Bowl ballads? Noel Powers.
Woody Guthrie.
That's incorrect. Who is this? Who wrote Dust Bowl ballads and This Land Is Your Land? Ryan North Branch.
Woody Guthrie.
Guthrie. Not Gunthy. Okay, North Branch, your extra credit. This 7-letter word is the shortest word in the English language that contains all 5 vowels. It's also the name of the tallest tree in the world, sometimes called a redwood. What's the name?
Sequoia.
Sequoia.
Sequoia is correct, and that will end our season. And an outstanding season. 36 teams began competition. Our congratulations to all of them, but especially to these terrific 2 semifinal teams, Powers High School and North Branch High School. And now I would like to ask Bill Deacon from Genesee Intermediate School District to come forth. Bill, thank you for a fine job this season, a good season.
Enjoyed it. Very, very great opportunity to see some wonderful competition from some great students. It was enjoyable.
And again, thanks to GISD, Barb Powers, and David Albert from Citizens Bank for their work and their efforts in providing corporate underwriting for this season. And now Gary Marsa, coach of the Powers team, I would like to come forward. And Bill, if you would do the honors of presenting Gary with the semifinalist trophy.
Congratulations, Gary.
Thank you very much.
Great team.
Gary, congratulations, good team.
Thank you, Jim.
And next, I talked about the fact that our underwriters have been with us as long as the show. This is the 12th season of what we have called High School Challenge. I should point out that this marks another kind of record indeed. The North Branch High School team has made it to at least the quarterfinals in the past 7 consecutive years of High School Challenge. And I would like to ask Gordon Winther, their coach, to come up for the culmination of that with this year's championship award. Congratulations, Gordon. Okay. Gordon, congratulations.
Thank you.
Good season.
I want to congratulate Powers. They had a real nice season this year.
Okay, terrific. And thank all of you out there for being with us for High School Challenge all season long. Next year, even though it is number 13, we're going to give it a shot anyway. Thanks for you being with us, and we'll see you next fall.